girl Britt, and I know you're probably wondering, like, Britt, what's going on in this seat? I thought there was going to be a guest. Listen, tonight we're going to have to do things a little bit different because I think I need to give y'all just a little bit more background of when did I get divorced, why did I get divorced, and how did I actually know that this was the right thing to do. So tonight, you guys have the honor of having just me tonight, and we're gonna definitely get into a lot of what went down because it was not pretty, y'all. When I tell y'all it was crazy, I'm not exaggerating. It was like a whole lifetime movie that I went through, okay? Shoot, still going through it a little bit, okay? But I'm gonna get y'all into this story time. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And of course, I'm not gonna start any episode without my faith journal. So it's gonna kind of keep me on topic. Make sure I don't forget anything. So y'all know I like to write things down, stay on task. Very important. And in fact, make sure that y'all take that type of thought process when you're just dealing with your everyday life. So whether it's work, whether it's school, whether it's the children and the crazy schedules of being, mom or dad, like it gets crazy. Write it down. Trust me. Thank me later. I got y'all. So without further ado, let's get into it. Divorce. What the heck happened, Brittany? All right. So first and foremost, this is my journey, okay? I went a whole year and a half, y'all, of just so many things going on. And it's so funny because when I first began, God told me to write it all down. And if anybody knows me, anybody know, I tend to write stuff down, all right? But never in a million years have I ever been the type to journal stuff. Like, that just wasn't my thing, y'all. I never been that type to kind of like do the whole diary thing. I might have did it like maybe here and there, but it wasn't a consistent thing. I'm gonna just be honest. However, the day was Martin Luther King Day, January 20th, 2020. I'll never forget it to the day I die. Okay? So, laying with my then husband, trying to, get some cuddling in and get some snuggling in. And he tells me that you're going to have to hold up because I have somebody else and I'm in love with her. But first off, we're very much married. Boy, what are you talking about? Who do you have? Well, he likes to go onto this tangent and basically say back in December that he gave me basically an ultimatum. And because I didn't respond to his text message ultimatum, who does an ultimatum by text? I don't know. Because I didn't respond to his text message, he took it as a sign from the Lord that our marriage had ended in December 31st of 2019 to be exact. Okay, sure, buddy. So anywho, by the time he decides to finally reveal to me that he is in love with this woman and he no longer wants the marriage, y'all, am stunned. Like, I'm legit like, what? What are you talking about? And don't worry, y'all. It gets better. Oh, and by the way, don't come for me, y'all. Yes, I have on jeggings, but listen, I didn't feel like putting on no real jeans. We chilling tonight, so kick with your girl. So anywho, he tells me this. I take a couple of days. I need to process through this. First, y'all, I am stunned. I'm in shock. I'm in denial. I'm just going through all types of emotions because I'm not understanding what the heck is happening, right? I'm like, what happened? Like, when did this all happen? Like, I'm just in total shock. So it took me a few days. So, on January 24th, 4 days later, y'all, I decide, as a sign from God, I'm going to stand for my marriage. So I'm gonna explain to y'all what that means, because, like, I know it's a little confusing. But basically, I'm deciding that with God's backing, He got my back, okay? He got my back. I'm gonna stand for this marriage, and I'm gonna be 10 toes down in this, and I'm gonna fight spiritually. So spiritual warfare. I'm gonna fight spiritually for the reuniting of our marriage. So the restoration of our marriage is what I'm praying for, y'all. Okay. So the love there. It began with a movie that inspired me to actually pick up this book that we had for years, dust it off, okay? Be honest with y'all, dust it off. I'm not really a reader. At least I didn't think I was. I dusted it off, and again, anybody that knows me too, I tend to start off real strong with stuff, and then I fall off real quick. It's just how I do. So, in regards to this, I was like, you know what, God? I give you my word, my guarantee. I'm going to stick with this time. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it from first day all the way to the 40th day. It's a 40-day challenge. Y'all, I started on January 24th, 2020. Day by day, the struggle was real. It was hard. It got really, really, really tough. Especially on Valentine's Day, because he didn't come home. That was one of many nights. He didn't come home. He gave me some flowers, some balloons, and some chocolates, dropped off at his parents' house. And when I tell y'all, he kept it moving. I later find out he did a whole hotel shebang for her with rose petals on the floor and candles and all of. I told y'all Lifetime movie. Y'all thought I was playing. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious, okay? Mind y'all, this was the most treacherous thing I've ever had to do. Blood, sweat, and tears got put into this. I did every single day, whether I wanted to or not. It came with different challenges. It came with different revelations that I had to come to. It came with different prayers. It came with different sacrifices. It had it all in this little bitty book, okay? This ain't even thick, but it's thick enough, and it was built for tough, okay? So after this, so mind y'all, when I was doing this, watched the movie, seen the whole fantasy ending, I was like, okay, Lord, I'm gonna do the challenge in real life. I'm like, psh, he gonna love me by day 40, and it's gonna be like, who was side chick? Who? Side chick? What? I don't know what you're talking about. Yo, I ain't go down like that. Epic fail. Still was with her after 40 days. And I said, now what, Lord? I did what you asked me to do. I put my best foot forward in this. I stuck with it every single day, whether I was tired, whether I was exhausted, whether I was heartbroken, whether I just didn't feel like it, whether I was going through my emotionals. I still did it. And I'm like, God, what the heck? Like, why is this thing still going? Why is this affair still happening? So y'all, again, that's when I had to realize I had to keep going. I had to keep journaling. And when I tell y'all, like, the journaling got real, I don't know if y'all can really see it because of all these different colors, because I was trying to make it more playful and fun. It was nothing to play with, though. What just dropped on the floor was actually a letter I wrote to the other woman. Basically, just kind of giving my input on things that, hey, this is my husband, I'm praying you find your Adam or your Boaz, you know, I'm no hard feelings, you know, of what you guys have been doing up until this point. Like, it was a lot. She ain't never get the letter. I tried to even send it to her through him, and he's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. When I tell y'all, I put everything that I had in me to try to make this work. Everything you could think of. I already did it. March, I watched the Bishop T.D. Jakes video, and I'm like, okay, I'm on a fast. So I did fasting, I did praying. On St. Patrick's Day of 2020, I abstained from sex from him. Like, I'm like, no, until you decide to let this other woman go, you're not getting none of this cootie cat, okay? You're not getting none of it, okay? And I meant that. So, yeah, that was a challenge. Like, that's when I really put my faith into high gear, when I was like, okay, God, I'm trusting you, because I no longer even have sex as a weapon or sex as a tactic, as a way to persuade him to choose his wife over the mistress. I told y'all this was crazy. I warned you this was crazy. So, listen, I even did that in March. I will say, for a lot of you out there who are going through marital issues, problems, despair, all jokes aside, in all seriousness, I do not recommend this unless you are called by God to do this, because this is not easy. It is very challenging. You really have to have that faith of a mustard seed and really, 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 really have that rhema word from the Lord that this is what you need to do, okay? So I just want to put that disclaimer out there. This was something that I know for a fact. I know that I know that I know. God told me that this was my assignment, okay? So if this was your assignment as well, then I hope that this will encourage some folks who really truly heard from the Lord and this is what they full force is wanting to do. I support you. For those of you who decide, Britt, that's not for me, I ain't doing all that, it ain't worth it, I feel you on that too, okay? I feel you on that, and I get it. I get both sides of it, because I'm gonna eventually get to what all happened. So, I will say that by April, let me tell y'all, I went through so much. I was going through a really deep depression with everything that was going on. Depression to the point where I wasn't eating right, if at all. Be honest with you, it was the point where I wasn't drinking, like even water, just nutrients. I wasn't getting the proper nutrients my body needed to be able to sustain. And when I tell y'all that in my darkest hours, what kept me going is first and foremost God. Never, ever gonna forget that. And secondly, it was the fact that I was a mother to two boys who were kind of mixed into this, involuntarily. Okay, I still had to be a mom to these boys. These boys are seeing me really just suffering, and they're young. They don't really understand, but at the same time, they still like, "Where's dinner, mom? Mom, I need help with my homework." So mind y'all, I had to snap out of it myself, and that's not the easiest thing to do. So I applaud those who really are in some deep places and are able to do it, because it's not that easy. I was able to have to be in and out of it for the sake of my kids. I had to make sure they're still fed, they're still bathed, they're still doing their homework, they're still getting to bed on time, they're still waking up in the morning for school. Everything that a mom has to make sure is being done, while dad is sometimes in the home, sometimes he don't even come home at night. So I'm having to kind of do it all, and it's like single parent life, to be honest. So okay, I'm going through this. I am losing a drastic amount of weight, y'all. I'm losing unhealthy weight because I am going through something and I don't even know how to kind of get out of it. You know, sometimes prayer wasn't getting me out of it. Crying and being on my knees and just like, Lord, please just take it. Became my mind. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Just wanting to unlive life was coming to me. And that was a whole ordeal as well. But all glory be to God. By April, I would say April going into May, y'all, I decided to start working out. I was not liking where my body was going. I wasn't liking the ups and the downs. So I decided, like, I'm going to start a at-home workout. Mind you, this is COVID, so we can't go nowhere. So instead of me kind of eating my sorrows away, or a lack thereof of eating, I decided to start working out and started taking ownership and taking control of my life again. So I'm working out, I'm doing all the things, and I'm working out like 4 to 5 times a week, y'all. And when I tell y'all this was the hardest thing, because again, I am always a person that starts strong. And then I started like kind of pulling back and being like, yeah, I'm just gonna chill out. So this was something different because God was actually changing and shifting my mind to be, even in them times where I didn't want to do it, I gave my word to God, and my word meant so much to me, to him, that I'm like, I gotta do it. I don't care how I'm feeling, I gotta get this done. So guys, consistency. This is where I learned what the word consistency means, because I wasn't being consistent. This was the first time, and it started with the Love Dare, and now it started with the challenge of working out from home and really getting into a routine and a repetition so that I could be able to just kind of better myself and really show myself that I could do it. So I want to kind of segue from that and just say, hey, don't give up. Keep going. It really starts with the mind. I promise you it starts with the mind. It starts with a transformed mind. And from there, your actions will follow. I promise you they will. So in those days where you just like, I don't feel like doing it, whatever it may be, just take that 1% that's still lingering, that's willing to do it, take that and run with it. I promise you it's a game changer, okay? It did it for me. I know it'll do the same for you. Anyways, get back to the story. All right. Story time. Listen, working out. He is still in and out of the house. He is maybe here a couple of days, a couple of nights, and then maybe the weekend comes, and at night he ain't coming home, y'all. Yeah, mind you, still very much wife. There is no separation papers. There is no divorce papers. We have nothing legally that we decided like we're done with this marriage. We've had countless conversations, and this man just in his mind thinks our marriage is over, but we very much married, and you still are coming here and lay your head down during the weekdays. And the weekdays, some weekdays you're not, some weekdays you are, some weekends you are, some weekends you ain't. It was a whole mess, y'all. So in the midst of everything, guys, I was led into a standards program. So it was basically a community on Facebook, started by Amanda and David Taylor. Shout out to y'all. Love y'all to death for everything that you instilled in me. It is forever embedded in me. Thank y'all so much. They started a standards group, so it was more than just me standing for my marriage, y'all. There were countless women as well as a few men that were standing for their marriage. So I was not alone. It was really nice to have that brother and sisterhood of like minds and determination and perseverance to want to see their marriage restored. So with that being said, I was faithfully tuning in to our Zoom meetings. I was faithfully turning in for our prayer calls. I was faithfully turning into coaching with David and Amanda. Like, I needed their help, because if I did not have them, I don't know where it would have led me to. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. So definitely shout outs to them. So in the midst of all of that, y'all, I'm doing this. He's seeing it. He's amazed by it, but it hasn't necessarily changed the behaviors of him. It's just got him more eyebrow raising. Okay, I get it, but I don't get it. So anywho, by the time August came around, you guys, I'm never gonna forget it. By the time August came around, I remember I made a phone call to him. It was something in regards to our boys that I made the phone call, and I could just tell in his demeanor and the way he was speaking to me, she was near him. And when I realized that it was his Bluetooth and that she was in the car, and I even, a little bit of pettiness of me, y'all, I even said, hello, how are you? And she answers. That's when I just knew we couldn't do this no more. We can't be under the same roof trying to make this work. It's not working, and it's just really, 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 really time to break away. Ooh, wait, y'all, even juicier. When I tell y'all that prior to that happening, that was a Friday. When I tell y'all that it was that weekend prior, God had given me a specific assignment. Mind you guys, I have been fasting, I've been praying, I've been tuning into, different church services, because again, we're not going to church. And along with the fact that I am in my word so hard, super duper hard. Like, I probably could have went to school for pastoring at this point. I was so into my word. So God gave me a specific assignment. He said that I was to wash every article of laundry in the house. Do not miss anything. Everything has to be washed. Everything. Okay, I got you, Lord. So I gathered all the clothes, me and the kids' clothes, his clothes, and everything like that, and I get to washing. I get to sorting all the clothes out. I didn't even get to wash it yet. I realized there's a corner that he's just been throwing stuff. So I'm like, I grabbed as much as I could out the corner, and there was just like a few articles still left. And I kind of walked away. I said, Lord, it's close enough, okay? Like, let's be real. I'm not gonna get every single thing washed. No, God said be back in there. He said, what did I ask you to do? So fine. I go back. I grab everything. There is this one brown sock. I'll never forget it to the day I die, probably. There was a brown sock that was still laying there. And I was so tired. My basket is full. I'm tired. This is an all-night assignment, by the way, y'all, because I'm washing, drying, folding these clothes. And there was this one sock, this one brown sock. And I was like, okay, Lord, I gave you my word. It would be every single item. Let me get this. I go to grab this sock, y'all. And there is just this rattling and crinkling. And I'm like, what the heck is this in the sock? I start emptying out this sock. All types of receipts from him being with her. All of them that you can think of. From restaurants to movies to her job receipt that, he done purchased something. Oh my gosh. I was like, oh, this is why God wanted me to do this. This was the revelation. And it was clear as day as I was throughout the night still washing and folding away clothes. The Lord spoke to me and said, fold and sort his clothes separate from you guys and put it all together on the couch. Fold it neatly and put away. Wash every single thing of his. But little did I realize what God was preparing me for. He was preparing me to be able to eventually tell him he had to move out. So fast forward to that Friday when I made the phone call, realized she was in the car, got upset. But then that's when it all hit me. I can't take this no more. And I literally told him while she was listening, I said, You need to be gone by Sunday. You have to leave. It is not optional. I have all your clothes washed, ready, folded. They are waiting for you to be able to put in your bags. It's time to go. Y'all, I told him he had to move out. He had to go for my mental. For my mental. When I tell you the struggle was so real, my mental was at stake at this point. It had to be done. But the timing had to be right. Mind you guys, I done went, 7 months of going through this. 7 months straight of having to wonder, is he coming home? Is he not? What kind of mood is he in? He's up here trying to convince me that me, him, and her should be together. We should just be a polygamous relationship and, you know, raise our family this way and bring back the Old Testament. It was a mess. It was a mess. And if I had not been grounded and rooted in the Lord and my word and my discernment being as strong as it was, I probably would have fell for the bait. I probably would have ate the bait. But I did not. All glory be to God. I was able to stand strong every single time that he approached me with his mind, y'all. He came to me like 8 or like 10 times asking me the same craziness. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Have you lost your whole mind, boy? Wrong girl. Wrong girl. Sorry. Not sorry. So y'all, he moves out in August. I go into counseling. I need this counseling really bad. My counselor is trying to convince me that you can leave. You have clearance to leave. You're good. God forgives you. You're going to be all right. And I'm like, no. God hasn't given me the clearance yet. I got to keep going. I'm still in the standards group, y'all. I'm still fighting for my marriage, but we are fighting from separate households because I can't do it no more. He moved in with his brother. I took over the household here. I'm scared to death. This is now me having to manage everything, including the household bills on me. And when I tell you, our household never lacked anything. It never lacked anything. And again, I take no like acknowledgement of that. I take no type of praise of that. That all goes to him. Thank you, Lord, for just being a provider and really keeping my household and keeping it sustained, because I was terrified. I didn't know how I was going to be able to do it, but I was able to balance it, y'all. And been doing it since then, and that was August of 2020. Still doing it here in 2023. No struggles, no delays. God will provide. And you guys, I finished up my counseling, my therapy, even went back to childhood traumas that I dealt with as a child. We'll get into that another time as well. I had a very, very, very tough, rough childhood. It was not pleasant. I thank God for the angels that were given to me to really keep me and transform and help mold me into the woman I am today that you guys see in front of you in this screen right now. Thank y'all so much, and I love you. Mwah. I'm gonna wrap this up because I don't want to be all night, you know what I mean? I just wanted to make sure that y'all knew all of the juiciness of what all of this was entailed, because I went through it, y'all. I journal every single day. I never missed a day. When I forgot my journals, I would journal with my cell phone. I was making a way to keep my word to God that I was going to do it. In the midst of it, God was just shifting. My word for 2021 was shift. Everything shifted. My mindset was the first thing, and everything behavior-wise started shifting as well. By the time 2021 came around, I want to say about January, February, is when I find out through a coworker of mine, not through him, through a coworker, that through social media, she came across the fact that the side chick, the mistress, was pregnant with his child. It's funny because I had already been kind of given that back in 2020 that it was going to happen. I just kept praying and fasting and hoping and wishing that it wouldn't come to pass, and it did. It did. It ultimately did. There was nothing I could do. It was out of my hands. It was out of my control. That's what it is. I find out about it. You guys would think that after finding that out, I'd be like, okay, girl, give up your standing for this marriage. It's over. I kept going. I'm like, yo, We can make this work. I can forgive you. It's gonna be all right. We'll take care of the baby and everything like that. This is very much devastating because I had actually at one point in time thought that with us being hopefully marriage restored that we would be able to have that child, so it was definitely a punch to the gut when I found out that she was carrying his child. So and I even was willing to still take him back and let's make this work. And no changes, guys. No change. Are you surprised at this point? Are you surprised? Look, drop down something in the comments. Let me know that y'all have made it this far. And like, girl, what was you thinking, right? Well, hey, it gets better from here. Seriously. You guys, there was a point, a crossroads where I literally had to have like a gangster talk with God, and I'm like, Lord, you gotta let me know something. I can't keep going through this. It's been over a year with nothing changing, and I said, I'm losing it. I'm hanging on by a thread. Okay, so God, you gotta do something. Let me know where my green light is to divorce, because I can't do this no more. I have fought a good fight, and your girl is tired. Your warrior is tired. I'm really tired, Lord. Come on, give me some relief. Where we at with this? He answered. And when I told you that I prayed that, I actually even prayed to God. I said, God, I don't want any more signs. I don't need any more. Is this a sign from the God? Is this a message from him? I said, Lord, give it to me like I'm 5 years old. I need it to be so solid. I need it to be black and white, no gray areas, okay? Give it to me straight. And he did just that the very next day. Husband comes, he wants to go outside. Let's go walk up and down the street. Let's go talk. Okay, I'm down for it. He decides to do his pathetic rundown game of, hey, I mean, honestly, if me, you, and her get together, you don't have to go through this no more. We can all make this work, be a strong household, plenty of income to be able to take care of the kids, da da da. This time, I am furious, okay, because you just keep asking me and disrespecting me, and I told you many times that it's not gonna happen. So I tell him this one last time. I said, I'm not doing it. That's not what God gave me. And so no, I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. You have to, you and her figure it out. Y'all be together. Leave me out of it at this point. I don't care. He gets very, very upset, more than he would do the last couple times he asked me. And he's like, you know what? When you go to work tomorrow, why don't you draw them divorce papers and I'll sign them? I don't think it takes a 5-year-old to know what that meant. God answered my prayers, y'all. Gave me clear cut, black and white, no gray area. I mean, ain't no reading between the lines on that statement, right? It was the most freeing thing when I did eventually do what he had requested of me to do. But I didn't print it at my job. Oh, no. I'm gonna go to the job, printing paper, ink use, and company product using company stuff to do. No, I ain't gonna do that. I'm not doing all that. I took my butt downtown to the courthouse. I got my official paperwork and I filled it out right there. I filled out my portion. June 1st, 2021, y'all. I did it. I did it with my nephew and my other hand. You hear me? My little nephew. At this time, he's only maybe 2 or 3 years old. Yeah, I took him. We going. There was nothing stopping me. And I just thank you, God, from the bottom of my heart. It was such a freeing walking out of that courthouse. The most liberating thing I have ever felt in that whole year and a half of me standing for my marriage. I had finally gotten a well done, my good and faithful servant. I had gotten clearance from my God that it was okay to divorce my husband. And y'all, in August of 2021, yes, it did not take long at all, 2 months, okay? We were officially divorced via Zoom, because, you know, of course it was closed, COVID, but it's still official and in the books. And I just thank God. I really thank all of my family and friends that stuck with me, even when I was probably, to them, looking a little crazy and loony and really lost my mind entirely. They stuck with me, and I just thank you guys so very, very much. I love y'all to the depths of my heart. You have no idea how much you guys were just that rock when I needed you, that support, just really that foundation, because I could have fell apart at any point in time, holding on by threads. It was not easy. I would never ever tell anyone out there that, yeah, go get a divorce. I'm an advocate for the divorce. But when I tell you that I went through the trenches, I fasted, I prayed, I was in my Bible, I got so many different confirmations, so many different revelations that helped me get to the point where I was able to do it, and I have not ever had any regrets behind it, because I did it on assignment for the Lord. And I know that it was the right timing of everything that I went through. It helped mold and shape me into the woman you see today, where I've still been working out, y'all. So that started in the midst of my pain was purpose. I was able to work out. I actually lost 33 pounds, you guys, by sticking with my routine, sticking with my regimen, working out 4 to 5 times a week. I have decreased it down to 3 times a week now, but that's because I just want to maintain a good, healthy balance for my body. I switched from Android to iPhone, terrified of that, you know, just different things that just helped me to realize that I needed to get outside of my comfort zone, you know, get outside the box, and just really, truly put my trust in him, and he'll take care of the rest. So I hope that that was encouraging for those of you out there who are just really teeter-tottering of the fact of if you should, if you shouldn't. I'm gonna definitely advocate that you should go ahead and make sure you put it into prayer. Make sure it really is something, whether it's an assignment from the Lord to do it, or whether it is a confirmation that God gives you to go ahead and move forward with that action, because it is one where my wise stepmother told me, and she's like a second mom, so I don't even like to say stepmom, but she is like my second mom, and she told me that you will know when it's right, because you will not go back and forth with the decision. The decision, once you make it from beginning to end, will be final, and there's no backtracking. And when I tell you guys there was no backtracking for me, everything was moving forward. There was no teeter-tottering back. There was no second guessing it. I went in with a clear and precise mind frame that, yeah, this is what has to happen. It needs to happen. It did happen. And yeah, and now I'm just hoping that I can be able to encourage others through my testimony of what I went through. Again, not easy, blood, sweat, and tears. Wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. But definitely was something that I needed to help make me into the better person that you see today. So I can't wait for you guys to join me in the next episode. I promise you guys I'm going to start having my guest counterparts, my guests with me, and we are going to really deep dive into some really good topics that's really going to be able to bless you guys in a major way. And again, if you guys like what you're seeing thus far, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, click that subscribe. Make sure that you guys are commenting. So if you really, have you been in this situation or a similar situation to what I went through, talk to your girl. Let me know what's going on, and if there's any way that I can help, I am more than willing to do so. And again, y'all, to my beauties, to my gents, I hope this was a good one, and let's make a change.